Alright y'all, last minute when my client came in, I thought we was going to just be doing the flowers, but she was like we could go ahead and just cover up the bedded boot. We was going to just be going around it at first, but so I just decided to freehand to draw it on with the marker, because drawing it on sometime give me a better understanding where I'm placing things at to make sure to be covered. It's an easier chance versus putting a stencil. It might not line up exactly how you got planned in mind. And for anyone wondering, we start out drawing with a light tone marker just so I can map it out, and then once I get familiar with what places I'm going in, then I'll kind of start darkening it up. It's almost just like going shading from light to dark. You start out light, and then when you show where you want to put your tones at, then you start out darker. So I come back darker with the outline, with the black, because I knew exactly where I was going to put my lines at. Well, my shade, because we didn't use no lines in here. It's all shading. And as you see right now, I started out with that 15 curve mag, knocking in some of that shade close to the other tattoo to tie it in with the fresh tattoo. And the whole tattoo, I definitely kept this machine. If those that don't know, this is the FKI and Zion machine, and I always been running this one that's 8 volts. 8 volts. I always ran this one at 8 volts. But I'm starting to change it up. I'm thinking about changing it up once I do my next portrait, because the last portrait I did, it was at 8 volts and it came out good. That was one of my best portraits, but I'm still trying to experiment. You're always trying something new, something different to see if you can get better results. But if your way works, stick with it, but you don't want to get too comfortable, and you could always try for better and get better results. So just don't get locked up in the box. I used the 15 curve mag the whole time, unless I had to come back, tighten around the flower or anything like that, get some sharper shade by the smoke. That's when I use my 7 curve mag, but I always recommend everybody start out with that 15 curve mag, block out all your shapes, structure out your design, and then you can come back, tighten it up if it needs to be tightened up. But some spots in this design I definitely tried to keep soft, so I definitely only use the 15 curve mag. And you see the stems in the inside of the flower. I definitely just took ahead and used my 7 curve mag, and I used pure black to create those stems in the inside of the flower. Instead of using the liner, I say no, I'm gonna keep it soft, and I just used my 7 curve mag. Kept it at 8 volts, and I just kind of packed in that black to create some of those stems in the inside. Because I know once it heals up, the flower is gonna be light. That is only light tones, no dark tones. But by that black on top of those light tones, it's definitely going to heal up real bold once it lightens up. Because of course, most of the tattoo, I see 10% try to lighten up a little bit once the scabs come off. And this is another thing I'm working on, so if anybody out there have information about it, I'm working on like how I tattoo my design. I want it to heal up exact, because I know some people, if I've only seen it online, not in real life, but they tattoo the design, but it also kind of healed up exactly how they tattooed it. Most of my tattoos have always healed up a little bit lighter, like say 10% lighter than I tattooed it. So I know to kind of darken up tone certain places, because I know it's going to heal up a little bit lighter. But I'm working on getting that exact look. So once I tattoo it, I want it to heal up exactly like that. One person told me it's just saturation, but I've been building up my saturation. But like I said, 8 volts, maybe I need to turn it down to 6, 6.5 or 7 again, and maybe that'll help with that saturation. And that's the main thing about a cover up. You want to kind of just disguise the old tattoo. So the first part that we're going to be covering up is Betty Boop wrist right there. So I decided to take that leaf, and of course that leaf going to be black. The flower is light tone, but that leaf is going to be black. And I wouldn't say it's all the way black, because I definitely use that 15 curve mag to kind of outline and structure it out with that 15 curve mag. But the lines in the inside, some of them I hit with that 15 curve mag, some I came back with the 7 curve mag to tighten it up. And as you see also with the arm, I used that as the stem of the flower that was coming down to kind of structure that in. So you got to kind of know how to work with what you got. And I seen her arm coming down, I'm like, okay, why not put a little stem coming down, add some leaves to make it look like it's all part of the flower. So you got to try to use some of the old design to bring it to the new design. Now mind you, I didn't always used to think like that for cover-ups, but as I did them more and more, now I'm getting used to it. I'm like, okay, let me try to do this. Let me try to incorporate this. You got to try to use some old lines in the old design as the new lines in the new design. That way you can kind of disguise more of the tattoo. You're not seeing everything straight through it. Like the face, you can still see her face straight through it. I couldn't figure out a way how to use all her black in her hair to kind of make it in this flower, but you're going to see what I did a little bit later. And right here is where I decided to use my 7 curve mag, because I wanted a lot of textures. So I used those textures to try to like show like shadows, and also the little texture in the inside to kind of disguise the Betty Boop that's underneath. And that's one thing I see that can help you with cover-ups is textures for sure. And this is also what I was talking about earlier. Like I said, that smoke, I decided to say, you know what, let me take some of the smoke on the side of this black hair, and we're going to create this little smoke effect. That way it could kind of take your eyes off of the Betty Boop. Because if I just leave this flower completely empty in the inside with nothing else around it to distract it, it'll definitely be a lot more easier to see it. Now normally I try to work from the bottom to the top, but this time I caught myself working from the bottom, but I also stayed on that right side. I caught myself working on that right side a whole lot because we was only working with our 8 hours, so I should have been going left to right, left to right. But once I got up here, I noticed I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the last flower I'm gonna do, and we gotta start doing the rest of the other side. I think we had about what, 3, maybe 4 hours, 4, maybe 3 hours left. They're like, okay, we gotta start moving on. But the main thing I wanted to focus on was that cover up, because she said she planned on putting color in the tattoo, so that's why I just went in with the textures. And now mind you, some of it is black, some of it is light gray. So I went in with the texture, so once it healed up, of course, like I said, it's gonna be light. You're gonna be able to see a little bit of boot. But once she put that color in it, it's gonna kind of completely throw the whole thing off. You ain't gonna be able to see Betty Boop like that at all. So the black in the hair and the eyes and all that, that's gonna pretty much cover it up. So that's the good thing about a cover up, like with color, it definitely disguises the tattoo big time. But black and gray can do it, but I always would recommend mixing black and white to get that gray opaque color if you're really just trying to go black and gray. Because black and gray like this is not really saturated, it's not a color, so it's a tone. So black will always kind of show through. Okay, so I knew it was time to start moving on to the other side, and I seen some of her arm, but that was her leg that was right there, and I went around it with the smoke to create those shadows in the background, also to show some of them petals from the flower. I think that was a leaf that I was using, but that's basically what we're trying to do, just camouflage it, kind of show some textures, different elements that's going on to kind of distract the eyes. So we want them to focus on the new stuff that's there, not the old stuff to try to find underneath. One thing I would say for sure that I'm getting better with, because if I'm doing an 8-hour session, things I used to do is try to get the whole thing done. And that was my number one mistake, trying to get the whole tattoo done. But I say, you know what? I'm going to actually take my time and focus on certain areas now. I'm not going to try to push through the whole piece, because then that will make the whole piece done like halfway done, and it won't look right. So I try to spend time on certain areas to really like lock in, make sure it's covered, make sure it's done well. Because if you do the whole thing at 50%, it won't make sense. Think about it, because once you heal up, you probably got to touch it up anyway. So I try to get it all done where it's minimum touch-ups. Now color, we can always go back and hit color, but touch-ups, you don't want as much touch-ups. Once it's time to touch it up, you only want a few spots, less than an hour. Depends on how big the tattoo is. And y'all see we really couldn't get the whole thing done, so I try to keep it balanced from that bottom left to right, and I made sure I stopped up there by the flower. That's why I wiped a lot of that away, because we had some more smoke and we had another butterfly. But we can always get to that another time. But the 8 hours was the deal, and I'm not gonna rush the tattoo, nothing like that. So just get done what you could get done. Alright, y'all know I tell everybody, make sure y'all get pictures of y'all work. Y'all want to see y'all work fresh, and y'all also want to hope that and reach out to the client that y'all get y'all healed pictures as well, because you want to compare those pictures. You want to see how your tattoo heal. Remember when I say about the tones that you're using, trust your tones. When you know how they heal, that's how you also get a better understanding of what tones you need to be using, so you know exactly how it's going to heal.